gentlemen go. London Royale with cheese looking to improve themselves in the CRL. Atlanta Dazed with a nice record already to start off the playoffs. So they're going to want to maintain their position in the league that they're in at this point in time. And just like that, just as I say that, Atlanta already proving to us why they have the better record, getting some crucial control to start things off. But London quickly shows up and takes it right back.
Just to point out, I saw one of the players using a striker instead of the MCW, so maybe a different strategy coming in, going against the meta. We'll see how that works, but Atlanta's got initial control. They've kind of taken this game on the front and said, you know what, we're going to come out with a bit of a bang, but we're going to have to look south for P2, and already there, Cambot is waiting patiently, and as he oversees the next point, which will happen in 5 seconds.
Yep, so a great rotation to start things off, moving over to P2. Atlanta got some crucial time off that point, 32 seconds in the favor just from a P1. That's pretty impressive, but now it's a measure of whether or not they can make the break, as London Royale so far have been leading in the kills onto this new rotation. Z, certainly not an exception, getting a nice two-piece to inconvene Atlanta Dazed before he's sent to the respawn screen. But from behind comes Jelly trying to make a push. And along with that, MWIII able to take advantage of the opportunity. Atlanta Dazed is going to be dancing with London Royale over who gets this P2 on scraps.
It looked to be Atlanta's point when they came and broke it, but London able to quickly bring the reinforcements, deny Atlanta much time. So they've done a fantastic job to get point, and now they've got to focus up into Art, into P3, and you can already see MWIII's trying to race away from the way he is. Z also helping out, and that's going to massively help London Royale, as they will claim full control over P2, leaving scraps for Atlanta. And they can lock this down here and now, unless someone else can push on.
Yeah, and right now that person is going to be Bagged of Bean, as he gets one pick to make an opening in the process, but he'll quickly be shut down. The capitalization on trades is certainly there for London so far during this match. They finally have taken themselves in a position where they have the lead in this game, but just as we say that, MWIII comes in with a crucial two-piece. He gets the trophy down just in time in the process, and trades are just going to be going through. Bodies are going to be flying like crazy over who gets time on this P3.
And to be honest, no one's really capitalized on P3. They haven't gone and taken a massive lead from it. So fairly even, as Atlanta Dazed will even this out 59-59 and slowly take the lead. But it's P4 where we're going to see a lot more struggles. Z is going to be able to push in. That's one. Take two. Maybe three? No, not yet. Hold up. We got a bit more time before we get too hyped over plays. But MWIII's is going to be first person on point down at P4. It's wide, it's open, and there is zero cover.
Yeah, Z is doing a phenomenal job right now. Though he doesn't have the time, it's pretty excusable given the fact that he's almost got a 2KD in the lobby to start things off. Really getting all the kills while his teammates, MWIII, is going to soak himself in the time in the process. But successful pinch is going to go through from Atlanta. They're going to retake control of that point, even though London look to have everything in their favor to kick things off. But there's Randy and Z working side by side, mano-y-mano. It's a great retake.
It is a great retake, and they're going to lock down for the rest of the round. But unfortunately, Atlanta, they've been quick, they've been smart, they've seen that they took the L on P4. It's once you kind of get onto that point, it's hard to be pushed off for P4. P5 a lot easier. You're underneath the bridge, you can hide under there, you can hide in great covers as Diver. He's in a great position, but C investing into the cruise missile, not finding anybody. Maybe some vital information. Bag of beans. Well, he's going to bean one and not be able to get the second. Well, I spoke too soon as the Renetti comes in to save the day.
That does come in to save the day, and along with that is Z getting a three-piece in the feed. Holy moly, Atlanta Dazed still struggling to take back the lead as they once had to start off this match, while Z playing like an absolute madman, just farming kills like it's nothing, while his players in blue they can come back and get the point, now strengthening the lead they already have. He's a big asset for London, but a big worry from the side of Atlanta.
It's going to be a massive worry. You've got to be taking out Z now. You've got to target him because you know what he's capable of. He's already had one cruise missile. Now he's got a second in his back pocket. So you've got to push him off ASAP. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, I think we lost you for quite a bit there, Hyper. But yeah, I think what he was sort of getting at too is that now we're kind of moving back to P1. We've seen a full rotation, and Atlanta's answering to the call against London. They were down for a pretty considerable amount by the time we made it over to P3, but now at a P1, we've seen Atlanta sort of wake themselves up and get their accolades back on. But just as I say that, all blue starting to rain into the feed, red trying to make themselves, I don't know, more present on the map as they try to break into P1, but they're not able to, so they opt for P2 instead. Great practice of showing patience and resilience and finding that pocket and jumping into it, capitalizing it in the process. And they very well could take the lead here in just a moment. Just as I say that, Bags of Bean is going to come on in with the stuns, going to try to connect here, but London Royale doing what they do best so far all game. Atlanta Dazed able to get themselves in a position where they have some momentum going. They're on the right track. But just like that, London Royale shuts them down like it's absolutely nothing, like it's a field day at that. Moving on over to E3 with a successful rotation in the process. Atlanta Dazed now starting to see this one slowly but surely get away from their fingertips. That's a big opening kill onto Randy. Saves yourself the headache later, but Mercury's answers the call anyway and says, you take one, I take two. Thankfully, Jelly is waiting, ADSing on the other side. Is able to take him out in the process. Now we finally see a little bit of more red in the feed, a little bit more blood shattered from London as shots go through. Atlanta starting to panic and finally realize that they can slowly but surely see this game slipping away from them. Randy finally trying to be the deciding factor in this match. He jumps on in onto Meat, but Meat again himself shuts him down anyway in the process. This P3, my goodness, has been going back and forth, but ultimately London Royale is still going to remain in the lead. Atlanta Dazed just barely getting to the point where it's a tie game.
And it seems to be that rotations are in favor of Atlanta Dazed. London, they have broken the initial spawns, so now they might favor the spawns. Yes, they flipped the spawns. Atlanta, they may have just got themselves a nice lead of 1 point. Now that's going to fade away. London claims P4, and they're going to try and lock them out, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Randy getting one, Z picking off two. Again, Z's trying to make some streaks happen. Mercury getting involved, but just as when Z was getting a clip, Randy ruins it.
I mean, if there's anyone that can kill Z, it'll be his own teammate. Nevertheless, a good setup is going to be on this point as time starts ticking. They finally get to that 200 mark. Atlanta Dazed, looking dazed and confused at this point in time, scratching their heads, wondering what happened to their prior setup. And Z now, yeah, 31 and 16, almost 2 KD in the process. 16 seconds will be awarded to scraps for London. Atlanta needs a near flawless hold for the rest of this map in order to be even considered back in the game against a team like London.
Yeah, they need a perfect hold, and already that's not a good start. That's 2 against them. Mercury's and Cambot getting the first picks. Again, Z's name is going to come back with a 4 streak behind him as well. So he's got to be careful. They've got to not allow another streak to come in, because that will completely and confirm to ruin the game of Atlanta. But they will finally contest. Atlanta getting a grip. Maybe there's hope. Maybe they can start coming back. Z on a 6-3. He's got the cruise, and this could be dangerous against Atlanta.
Well, finally, Atlanta does find themselves a break, but not before a substantial amount of time was awarded towards London. Every single second counts, and every kill, for that matter, counts. They can't even allow them to get any sort of time of scraps, and that's exactly what they do. Cam on point with a 2-piece, anchoring down time. The time is ticking. Atlanta Dazed, seemingly more dazed as they run into the fire of blue, and that's gonna be it for map number 1.
I can't speak for the entire map, but I can definitely say for sure London hold out every stop they can. Z is an animal, and for some reason, I'm trying.
You know what they say, 99% of the times, or 99% of the people that predict maps quit before they get one map prediction right. So here I am. I'm still going with it, Hyper, and I'm going strong. I'm confident about this one.
Well, we'll see, as London will be the first ones to attack, and they have the bomb, and going to the northern side of B. You can see Jelly is going to be lined up behind the tractor, going to get a couple of tags, but no kills. And London, they're in a good position, but they will have to clear out the entire site. Double peeking, Z's going to get 1, and he's going to get 2, and London already putting this bomb down with a man advantage.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've capitalized right away. I mean, they did not waste any time in this map, but Diver is going to be taking out the biggest deciding factor so far in this round. That was Z, and he came in with 2 kills right off the bat, but Cambot ends up nicely getting a shot in the back. Now, 1v1 situation. Bomb is down, favoring Cambot. All he has to do is just stand on bomb and not move too much, but there's the information going out. It's a really tough angle to hold. Great positioning by Cambot to take home round number 1.
I'm going to give credit to Bag of Beans. He's running the bunny outfit. You have my respect. But unfortunately, just peeking out a little too far. Cambot had a great position where there's a lot of cover. And, you know, from a long distance, it's very hard to see someone. So positioning, great, brilliant work. Unfortunately, Bag of Beans couldn't do anything about it. But as I said, mad respect for using the bunny outfit.
Yeah, I mean,
I run the bunny outfit, man. You laugh, but it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see, you know. It's also, it kind of shows a little bit more personality with these players, you know, coming in with the sloth outfit, the bunny outfit. It kind of gives a little bit more of like a realization that we're all just here to have fun and play well. So just as I say that, Diver is going to go ahead and get his first pick of the match onto Mercury's. Trades are going to go through towards the A bomb site. Ultimately, they're all going to be favoring Atlanta. Now the tide has turned. Cambot, the last alive and on a 3 streak. So you got to wonder, do you play your life or try to make an insane play to take home the round?
Ooh, it's a bit of an iffy one. The thing is, Atlanta are trying to peek out, trying to kill Cambot because they know he's got a little streak going. So this is important because if he gets both of them, he has a cruise missile in his pocket. So push, but don't push too far. That's a cheeky angle for the Bag of Beans. A surprise the bunny ears didn't show. But Cambot deciding, you know what, I'm just gonna save my life and not fight this too much.
I think this is the best strategy for him to employ. I mean, it is good to see him, you know, swallow his pride, you know, try to get a peek if he possibly can here and there. But he's just gonna play his life, which is great because it's only 1 round. It's still early on in the game, and if he's able to get a kill, ooh. Man, he was so close to it, but he just wasn't able to get it. He himself almost died. I was going to say, if you want to get some more kills, 2 kills at the rate that he has been already in the past 2 rounds, he's going to get a cruise missile, which in theory should be a free round towards London.
In theory. That's assuming you don't, you know, crash the cruise somewhere you don't want it to go. But nonetheless, it's 4 streak for Cambot. Atlanta Dazed, a brilliant round to come back on. But it's going to be back to London to attack and immediately going to push in hard. And Mercury's going to get a Bag of Beans and the bunny is down.
Bunny is down is right, but London Royale is still going to persist in trying to get themselves onto a B bomb push. Now, Atlanta sort of has an idea of where all these players are going to be on their side. It's just a matter of waiting to see who makes the first mistake. And that, my friends, is going to be Mercury's.
It's gonna be Mercury's falling. All even, 3v3. Not really any progression from London. They really are milking out this time. Trying to gather as much information, rotating round to this A site. But has Jelly spotted the information? He will. He'll take out Z and the bomb. I don't know if he spotted bomb, but the rotation will be called. Meat and Driver will start to create a little rotation in prepare for an A-push.
It's a good opening so far from Randy, but the time is ticking, and Atlanta knows exactly where he is, but to good bomb site to be playing. So there goes Cambot with a kill as well, now lowering it to a 2v1 situation. All he needs is one more kill to get a cruise missile in the process. Randy's gonna pull himself back and play time, tell Cambot there he is, get the kill if you can, and get the cruise in the process. And that's almost what he does, but with 30 seconds left, it's really hard to see if me can possibly make a play, and that's exactly what he does. He gets a kill onto Randy, 1v1 situation, 24 seconds left. Do you defuse or go for the kill?
You've got to go for the kill. You do not know where Cambot is, and if you go for the defuse without any knowledge or information, it's going to be risky. The information's there. No! Is Cambot taken out? Meat doesn't have enough time, so Cambot's done his job properly, and that's going to be a round to the London Royale with cheese.
Well, if there's one thing that Atlanta capitalized on, or London, excuse me, capitalized on, was the fact that they did get the round, but Atlanta on the other side, I mean, they took away the cruise from London. So it's a round 1 win, or round 3 win, but it would have been a lot nicer if you could have gotten the round win and still had the cruise missile in your back pocket. So at least not all hope is lost if you're an Atlanta fan. London Royale, you are up by 1 round, but you no longer have that cruise missile. You got to start all over again.
Yeah, but to be honest, when you have a cruise missile, it kind of like makes the game not as interesting. Okay, maybe not for London, because they want this game done and easy, as Jelly makes that fight look a little bit easier, and Atlanta being in a 4v2 situation, and they're probably got a couple of smiles along their face.
Well, they probably do for sure, as the bomb is going to be planted on at over A. This is the first time Atlanta makes an A push successfully and gets the bomb down at the same time. Now, Z is going to be taken out, not before he can be stubborn and take out one of Atlanta. Now, London now the same predicament as Atlanta was last round. 1v2 situation. It's up to Cambot. He's going 6-1. I'm sure he's frustrated by losing the cruise, so he's going to have to do something, unleash the anger here and now as the time is ticking down. Slowly but surely, he's running out of time to do it.
Yeah, and Cambot, he is going to find another again, so maybe the streak is back. Maybe he's got hope. That's going to be down to himself left, but Tom just not there. 3 streak already after losing his 5 streak. That's quite impressive off the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, at least while Atlanta did win, I'm going to say that's sort of the opposite of what I said opening this round. While Atlanta did win this round, at least London Royale had a player like Cambot who's been sort of on fire the whole map. 8-1, absolute insanity. So he's really close to getting that cruise back that he recently lost. And if he's able to do it, we'll probably be pretty close to endgame at this point. So could really be the deciding factor of this map into the series as a whole. But this time, London is going to opt for a B bomb push as Atlanta is going to get the information from A and B and just sit and wait for London to make a mistake.
Yeah, Bag of Beans getting the first kill. Atlanta again a little pushy. They want the information now. Bag of Beans, he's got more information. That's going to be number 2. Thank you very much, says the bunny, as he will drop back, not aggress too far, and now allow London to push into their sightlines, which is exactly what Randy is about to do. No, just gets away from a Bag of Beans. And they will survive just a little bit longer, but 35 seconds left on the clock. They have to do something.
2v4 situation, all red is surrounding London at this point in time. It's going to be possible, but really difficult at that for them to make a push. And Randy just barely missing Diver in the process. Shots are finally going to go through, and Randy is going to get traded out in the process. Well done from Atlanta in being patient and not just being super aggressive and seeking out those last 2 kills in the process. I really like their map positioning towards the end of that round.
Yeah, and also on top of that, this is the first round that the defenders have won. So the streak has been broken, and finally Atlanta will take the lead by their choice. You know, it's not that, you know, London took the first and they responded, and then London took the next and they responded. No, Atlanta's got this back, and they have the lead, and theoretically, going off the theme, they should win this round as well, but it's still unpredictable. London can definitely spice things up. They've got killers on their team. Z not really stepping up to the plate this game, but Cambot, he's taken up Z's position and gone, and you know what? This is all on me. I've got you covered. Bomb towards A, not really progressing much further, but Driver will be getting the first, but there will be a trade somewhere else in the map, and as it goes to a 2v3, all's looking good for Atlanta right now.
All was looking good for London as well. They were pretty evenly distributed around the map and spread out for anything Atlanta had up their sleeve, but they were caught lacking, and two, just like that, were shot off. But finally, from the assistance of Z's and Cambot, lives are going to be even on both sides as Atlanta's going to take that cue, get the message, and rotate themselves over towards A. There's another one for Cam now, 2v1 situation. Bags of Bean, it's all up to him now to go get the bomb and plant it, or get the 2 kills, whichever comes first. As the time slowly but surely starts ticking down, Beans is not sure what to do.
Bomb's out in the open. Cambot knows where it is. It's very much going to be a trap, and you've got to spot it early on. Bag of Beans, he spotted it, but he just could not hit his shots, and London Royale with cheese will win that round and break the streak completely. And Atlanta, well, well, both sides really. This is a potential round 11 game.
Yeah, I mean, Beans was also on a 4 streak too, so it's got to sting even more. Obviously, it was sort of a given that you weren't going to win that round, but not only is he not going to win the round, but he's also not winning a cruise anytime soon unless he pops off between this and the next round in the process. So now pretty even on both sides. Not a single player with a cruise missile just yet. So this still very much so could be anyone's game. As shots are going to go through, extracurriculars on the side, and London Royale playing the absolute waiting game, being extremely conservative with how they play, leading into this round 5.
Look at Bag of Beans. Really advanced forward. He's going to hear a lot of information as soon as the gun is fired, which is what we... No gunshots. So Bag of Beans still waiting for information. Oh, that's playful. Great position to be in. He probably could have let the player go entirely, but he doesn't. Now he's stuck inside this building and with nowhere to go. Down cue given away. He's going to find one. No, he can't. MWIII will finally take out Bag of Beans.
Well, while Bag of Beans was shot down in the process, all 3 of London Royale ran into that room and pinched him at the exact same time. So information went through. Cambot falling to Jim, but not before Meek can come in and get himself a 2-piece. Now 1v1 situation. He's just barely shot by the hair on his arm, and that'll be enough to close out the round. Now Atlanta taking the lead. Or London, excuse me.
This is swaying back and forth. I genuinely think this is going to go to that round 11. It is too close to call. But I tell you what, my prediction's still in game. My prediction's still in game, going a 6-3 in favor of London Royale. Have London maybe found something? Is there a chance that I can just win this little bet that we've got in place? Or has Atlanta got something to say and confirm my suspicions? Bomb not picked up. Actually, I don't know what's happening when they do continuously leave that bomb behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this strategy is implying. I'm not sure if it's sort of a error on the COD system itself. But if our eyes are correct, then it doesn't seem like the bomb has been touched. Oh, okay, now it has been touched. So Bean has finally grabbed the bomb. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, because Atlanta did end up losing 1 life in the process. But now we're again seeing both teams play extremely slowly and conservatively on both sides, just playing for bigs. This is where we're seeing the MCW skills and accuracy really start to shine and come to fruition.
Oh, he knows. I thought he didn't see, but Jelly getting the kill onto MWIII's. MWIII thought he'd escaped with his life, but it hadn't. 25 seconds left on the clock. The ticking's going to add more pressure for Atlanta. Atlanta losing 1 more player, but it will be traded out. 2v2, bomb going down with 15 seconds left. It's Z and Cambot, the 2 fraggers. Can they
Ooh.
close out the round, or will they go to a round number 4 for Atlanta? Bag of Beans will get the kill on Cambot. Now Z will get a return. It's Bag of Beans v Z. Two fraggers. Two people who know how to kill, and it's going to be a game of cat or mouse, and that might be just unfortunate for Z, and Atlanta will bring it to a round 4, and it's all tied once again.
Atlanta answering back to the challenge, now bringing themselves, as you said, to a round 4. Beans played that exceptionally textbook chef's kiss, for lack of a better term. I think he really exercised why in COD patience always wins, because Z from London was really nervous there. You could tell on whether or not we should push bomb right away or push the kill. So he just ran towards bomb to check it anyway to see if he could get something done, get something going. Big mistake. On the other side behind the car, there was Bean. I don't think anyone could have guessed it at that.
No, no one could have predicted that at all, but of course we could. We know, we have outlines. We see the red line and can say, look out, there's a wild bean, but unfortunately for London Royale, it's a spot that you really should, like, maybe fire one shot and see if a bullet hits, as Atlanta, again, they're going to start to pick off with the round advantage. They've defended this well. Bombs up north and there, and so is Atlanta, ready and waiting. Cambot, he missed out on his cruise missile, but he wants to get revenge. A player in the open, that's Jelly. And Cambot unable to hit his shots. And Atlanta, they've locked down that B site quite nicely. Realistically, A is where London needs to go.
Yeah, I mean they've locked it down pretty darn good at that, but London has to consider that they do have a handful of time to work with. So if they're able to get a pick onto Jim right here, they'll get a little bit of an opening onto A. So it'll go up to this 1v1 here, 1v2 in this situation. Diver takes out one in the process. That's Z putting his controller down for the round. Cambot all on his own, no streak to do anything but just get sprayed. And just like that, Atlanta has proven, I believe, both of our predictions wrong. Now match point.
Atlanta doing a fantastic job on that defensive line. They didn't give up any position. They didn't play aggressive this time. It was just a solid defensive line, almost like parking the bus. And then at the end, they were able to push for a wraparound, slowly creep up, pincer the maneuver in, and capture Royal into a little bubble. You can't complain at how well that was executed. And now London have got to find a comeback strategy. Bring this to round 11 is what they need to do. And at the moment, just taking things slow, Atlanta are. Gonna keep them alive for a little bit longer, as Bag of Beans is gonna find Mercury's, and Jelly is gonna find Cambot. And this round is slowly going away from London and looking to be Atlanta.
Now there's two huge name players in the side of London already taken out within a matter of seconds of starting off the round. Now Randy and now Z being the last alive to make something work. He did it well on hardpoint, but now at a 1v2 situation, he's going to be shot down. Atlanta had the momentum going and it just could not be stopped. So just like that, the predictions on my end are reversed. And instead of London Royale taking the win, it's going to be Atlanta Dazed taking the win.
It's really Z who's the playmaker.
I'm going to go with a little bit of a stretch here, just to put a wild card in. I'm going for Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to actually win the map 3-1, actually. So I'm going to put in a wild card here just to say why not. I'm going to be that guy and make things kind of spicy for the viewers and for us as casters. But yeah, I'm going for Atlanta for sure. But judging from the opening of this round so far, it's not looking too good like my prediction is going to hold up.
Well, you're saying that, but both points are being capped, as Cambot will get onto that B site and say, you know what, no more capturing here, and as well as on the A. So it was looking good. Atlanta was getting that initial push, getting the drive going in, as the progression on B will complete, and they are going to start to stack as 2 are on B. I don't think this is a bad attack from Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, B is definitely the easiest to cap at that, but A lot of people are going to rush over to A as quick as they possibly can and get it done and over with. But I really do like to see, you know, sometimes it's smarter to just get on B while you still can and quickly just cap it at that. But as I say that, Atlanta did have some momentum going on to B, quickly shut down from London. They starting to get into the groove of things as they're absolutely lasering them, giving them the works. It looks like we're going to be seeing them in a spawn trap at this point in time, but Jelly finally able to make it out alive, and he does it with a pistol.
Yeah, Jelly said, no spawn trapping on this game. I know this is the common ethic, but not on my house. MWIII gonna try and put some pressure onto A, start the cap over there, as well as the rest of the team going over to B. So one tick away for B, and that's exactly the plan, the strategy. And I think London's going to read this nicely as well. They know they just need to get on point, start slowing it down, and try and kill the person on point. But MWIII still holding the fort, pistol out, but 2 pushes on point, and now London are looking locked out.
They got themselves some momentum there with MWIII getting on point. Now here comes Diver, excuse me. Hopefully getting that successful pinch, and he does it. This should be enough to get a cap as long as the boys keep their heads down. It should be good for a cap. All he needs to do is get this kill onto Z. He gets shot down for Mercury. There's just enough time to make an opening, and now with only 1 life left, they're not even going to get B in the process.
No, that is so disappointing. Atlanta's doing a fantastic job off the start, but they just can't get the caps. They just couldn't hold the ground. London are going to take the round, but as a defensive side, it is deemed easier on this game mode. Atlanta taking the defense this time around.
Yeah, I mean, it is looking to be a lot easier, but it did kind of dominate there. London really putting the work onto Atlanta pretty fast. I mean, Atlanta got a little bit of momentum to start off the round, but once London got their grooves in and got their accolades back up, and they were just frying the entire time throughout that round. We saw a little bit of momentum again at the end, but just wasn't enough. Too little lives and too little effort was going to lead to the Atlanta round win, and you hate to see the team kill as well on the propane tanks as well to start off the match. Already London with a fantastic setup onto B.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and you have to remember there's 2 propane tanks as well that can blow up, so maybe Atlanta is cursed to set off the other one as well. But Bag of Beans doing a fantastic job to push London off point, but Cambot saying, hold up, we're still fighting here. This isn't your site, this is ours. We're taking this from you. And Z on point, he's got the rival 9 out. We know what he can do with this gun, and he will demonstrate more why he's a CQB player.
So from behind and from the side, there goes MWIII and Diver. Try to get themselves a coordinated pinch, and they do it. But however, unfortunate reality is that MWIII is going to be naded off just before he can get a trophy down to inconvene London. London will be right back onto the point, picking up where they started. Now it's going to be up to Jelly to take him out, but he's not able to. That's going to be an opening for Randy and Z to get onto the point and start capping it. Finally, MWIII and Diver stop the suffering for just a second. There goes the ticks going right back down. However, London with an explosive start so far to this round.
London's drawn all the attention over to B. They're now going to double stack onto A. So maybe this was the strategy. Get the focus over to the B side and then start making the kills, because they've done a fantastic job. First tick done. They're defending this point well. Second tick done. All of them on point. So this is a fast cap, and now they only have 1 tick away. Was that planned, or was that just pure reaction? And London are looking to be in favor. They have the lies advantage. They also have point control as well. Only 1 on point, but up and above. Jelly gonna pick them off, and London's got a little bit of work to get back on point.
Yeah, if you ask the question of whether or not that was planned or not, I think it was just a matter of London really strategically adapting to the current circumstance they were. They saw all red was swarming onto B. So once they spawned in, they sort of probably went through the combo, let's hit up A, there's no one else over there, and that's exactly what they did, cutting off rotations from Atlanta onto A in the process. And Z also is not helping in the matter. He gets this kill, it'll be his 3rd, but finally Jelly stops the dagger from being put into the back of Atlanta. Now 6-11. Really, really going to need to get some kills to even be considered winning this round. Time is ticking, and it's going to be completed. There goes the second round in a row for London, and there goes my prediction.
But so is mine. London have stepped up the game. They got the attack. They got the defense, and now they have the attack. Sorry. Excuse me.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm just dying over how good that round was.
Yeah, so that's going to be match point for the side of London. But Hyper, I believe you had London winning that. So with that being said, if Atlanta can win the next two, and London would win the third, technically your prediction is still alive. So with that being said, Jelly looking to hear our comms and say that coming out with the opening kill. Eventually he'll be traded out from Cam and Mercury's in the process. But Bean looking to start some momentum on his own will also be backstabbed by Z, who's absolutely frying on this map as well so far. I think Z really loves his respawn modes.
Yeah, I think he likes more CQB than the respawn. I think that's where he pops up the most. And that rival knife is so powerful. Jelly falling again from Z as the Renetti will come out. And it looks to be just pure dominance and also a tempted start of a spawn trap.
Well, trades are going to go through in the process. Spawn trap is not successful, but who is at this point in time? It's Jelly. So it's all up to Meat and Jelly to sort of stretch across all of London. They get 3 off, but Z from behind, as I was saying earlier, it's the biggest thing you got to worry about here on high rise is the stop behind. But in the meantime, these Atlanta players capitalize on that. There's a diver with a 2-piece to finally solidify B, finally getting a cap for the first time on this map.
Yeah, and they very quickly got themselves over to that A site as well, and they're already making a very strong presence and capture on it. But very quickly, London Royals able to push them off, the guards being in place, but as soon as they do, again, Atlanta coming in with force. They've turned themselves around, and this is looking more like the Atlanta we saw on S&D, as they are going hard, and they got the second tick, and they might close it out here. There's going to be one more attempt. The propane tank unsuccessful, and Atlanta, where was this on the first 2 rounds?
Jelly, I think I'm gonna call Jelly the MVP of that round. My goodness gracious, he was just non-stop frying towards the end of that round. He didn't really start off too hot to begin this round, or excuse me, this map on control, but towards the end there, it was all Jelly pretty much in the feed. Whether it was getting the kills onto B to solidify themselves or rotating all the way over to A and doing the exact same thing. He does it in style as propane tank explodes behind him and he still gets that 2-piece in the process. Looking really good right now if you're in Atlanta. London, you're still up right now. It's still match point, but you got to start worrying about this newfound motivation and drive that Atlanta has started.
I don't think they care too much. I think they're going to walk in and still take things like it's their own. 2 on point. Nope. Cambot is going to fall, but so does Jelly. And look up. Look from above, because its dive is going to dive her right into point.
Oh, yeah.
But MWIII able to defend it off just for a little bit longer, but eventually gets taken off. And a good start. 1 tick on B, and London Royals getting a brilliant positioning, but sacrificing a lot of their lives.
Yeah, Jelly just quite literally said, hold on a second, give me some time to warm up. Let London have those 2 rounds and I'll keep going, guns a-blazing. He's on a 4 streak right now and he's got 5 ticks, 5 captures in the process. Atlanta, though, just being wiped 3 off, is still up by 3 lives at that. So now London struggling to cap, make an opening. They finally do. Double cap on the B trade. Pinches are going to go in quite nicely as Jelly is looking to pick up another. That's a 2-piece on to B. Time is going to be erased. They didn't get the 2 ticks in the process. Both A and B are going to be cleared off as all red, absolutely dominating on London.
It's all dominating, but it's not even a spawn trap situation. London have just held the fort. Atlanta's just held the fort and not let London push through. So London's got to go for one more cry of play. All players over to that A site, and London, they're screwed right now. They're spawned so far back, and then what can Atlanta do is just march forward. That's all they need to do. 8 seconds left on the clock, and my dream and prediction is still alive. But London, they got one last hope. 6 seconds left on the clock with 9 lives and a 10-life deficit. It's just gone away. There's not much they can do. Bag of Beans on point says no, and London Royal is going to have to go to a map 5.
Yep, there goes the map 5. I told you, Hyper, don't lose so much faith in yourself. Though my dream of being right in a prediction someday has been crushed tonight, Hyper, you still stand a fighting chance. And with how Atlanta's playing right now, my goodness, I'd even be worried that they might even take home this round. What a great display of resilience and strategy change and adjustment from the side of Atlanta. I mean, once Jelly started popping off and his shots started hitting, you saw players like Beans as well sort of picking up on that as well, hitting their shots and really steamrolling through London like it was just another pubs match.
Yeah, it definitely did. It just seemed to be... It felt easy for Atlanta. Like, London just took a step back and put it on autopilot. So, it was odd, but nonetheless, Atlanta, because they got more ticks, will defend, and it will allow London to go for round 3 on their attacking strategy. Whether it will work, that's the question itself. Dive is above again. What is it with this guy and being above on everything, as he will get some early peaks, but progression on A has been successful, and this is an advantage to London Royal.
Well, Diver Jim is a diver, so you can only expect him to dive on the objective and pounce on the enemies. That was a great opening. Though we got traded out, it was a good opening for the rest of the boys in red to swarm themselves on point, ultimately erasing all of except one tick that London Royal seemingly promised to have to start off that round. It looked pretty strong. Propane tanks blowing up all around. Now they're up in the lives as well, but here comes the cruise missile from Bags, and he's just gonna launch it. And so I'm not sure where it's going right now, but it's not going to high rise. It's taking off to another building, another map. Just as you say that, doesn't matter. Atlanta still able to get some kills in the process, and Randy will finally be traded out. London struggling to find some rhythm into this round 5.
Yeah, Atlanta still keeping this game in their favor. I feel Atlanta are doing a brilliant job of fending them off, but somehow London are getting themselves on point. They're slowly progressing that second tick, showing that they want to attack both, try and split up the players, make it a little bit easier. But everyone is down south, so it looks to be a B take. But Bag of Beans is there and ready, so there's not much you can do about it. And it looks to be locked. Atlanta have locked out London Royal once again, and the reverse sweep is looking ever so more in their favor. Cambot getting on point. Not much he can do. Bag of Beans from afar. Well, he's now trying for the spawn trap. There's nothing they can do. He has a cruise missile he could deploy if they wanted to. London Royal have been reverse swept.
They've done it. Atlanta has completed the reverse sweep, proving both me and Hyper wrong in the process. They looked like they were just some random team that they were just picked up in a pubs match to begin the first 2 rounds absolutely being. This is going to be one for the ages. We have the Atlanta Dazed that clearly hasn't shown up as being Dazed, with the momentum of a lifetime being displayed in the last control, and London Royal clearly having their best time on hardpoint on the first map. So it's gonna be a measure to see which team can shut down the other in their motivation, and right off the bat, it's looking like Atlanta is gonna start getting the last laugh.
Is the striker out again? Like, what is Driver doing bringing this alternative weapon? I'm not complaining, because we saw it at the very start of Vista, but then never saw it again after that. So we'll keep an eye if this is like an opening weapon that he just pulled out the bag. But it seems to be working. 23 points already in favor of Atlanta. They've got the initial rotations ready, but you want to keep an eye out at Cambot, because Cambot just camping very nicely, but it won't be successful.
Jelly is just on a streak. Like he's gone insane. Like once he starts going, he does not stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny so far in this season, in this series, getting kills and really turning the tide in that control map that we just witnessed. But another player you want to look out for in a mode like Hardpoint would be Z. However, he's sort of slowly but surely being slayed off every life and being sent over to the respawn. So that's a good sign if you're on the side of Atlanta. I want to keep him in that position where he can't start getting warm. And just as I say that, Atlanta is going to break the point again and just continue to anchor down time like it's nothing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, even though they got the break, London Royale had more men around them, so they were able to bring the reinforcements in, deny the push. But Bag of Beans going to take the scraps, and he will get the last 10 seconds as they're going to rotate over to P number 3, and that's going to be over to the left-hand side where all the white markers are, and where Meat's going to try his best to go around the corner, but Z says, you know what, no. You're not allowed to come here, and this is where the money hill is. You can lock this down, tight angles, really hard to break this site, and really loyal. London are doing exactly that.
Well, they were up until Jelly pulled up to the point. They had a nice camp set up there with a tent as a trophy and everything. But from behind it came Jelly. He's looking to improve as well, get onto the point, get control. Pinch is unsuccessful for Atlanta, so now London is finally getting themselves back into the game with this hold in the process, getting kills, not allowing a single foot of the red to step onto the point. And just like that, this is Hardpoint. The mode, or the scores from both teams have completely flipped in a matter of one hill.
Yeah, and it's just gonna tie up. There it is, 64-64 over to P4. And that is a masterclass from London Royale to get an almost perfect hard point over at P3. But P4, a little again, it's an open site with good high positioning, and Jelly's going to get a lot of information. He knows where they are. Going to send a rotation of Bag of Beans to go around the back to keep an eye on him. He's got the information. He's going to pick off one, but he shot a dead body, so that's not going to help. And Cambot is going to capitalize on the mistake.
So from behind comes the lethal Z, coming in, doing what he does best, and that's Wrath, getting a two-piece in the process. Finally, a retake from London, the first one so far in the map. It's looking pretty good as time is ticking down. 20, 14, 13. They'll be back into the game again, neck and neck with Atlanta. It's going to boil down to this pool Hardpoint. Who is the better swimmer? We'll find out in about 4 seconds.
Yeah, take a dip, take a nice relaxation, get the pistols out. Who wants a nice little swim? Meat's trying to go from afar, but Randy's got his AR in the water saying, no. You gonna play? Let's play properly. Get your pistols out and let's have some fun. Bag of Beans and Randy. You're gonna do this 1v1 stare down. So Randy, it's actually getting some range inside the water. That's very rare to see. And Randy will eventually fall, and it's gonna be London who will take the lead again. Spoke a little too soon, as Atlanta will jump into the water and take the lead back.
Yeah, they take the lead back at that, but it's neck and neck between the two teams. Atlanta, with a promising start, they were on fire, getting into this, almost being up by nearly 50. Now are faced with London, who they themselves are starting to hit themselves. They themselves are retaking points, and they themselves are gonna take the point back onto Pool just as it starts to be contested. Last 7 seconds going to London, which is going to be just enough to put them just a few seconds under Atlanta. My goodness, as we go back to a P1, it's almost just like how we started with the score. Both teams even.
Yeah, it's all very close, but this is more like the first hard point we saw. Close game, but it was the second rotation where we saw London pull away, but this time round, Jelly, well, he's on fire right now. 18 and 11, make that 19 and 11. Jelly is popping off. He's wiggling around, he's got the moves, and he is getting the kills.
He's getting the kills at that, and his teammates are doing a good job supporting him in the process. They're going to hold themselves, anchor themselves down. Diver with his gun in hand, ready to pounce at that moment, but It's unfortunate. London Royal just barely able to get themselves in there and make a break up in the process. But not before the stubborn Jelly is able to jump up and down at DJ, clear them off point, not allowing any scraps. Now as we go over to P2, it's ultimately going to be held by London to start things off. But being at a disadvantage to start off a point is no stranger to Atlanta, as they quite frequently are able to make a bust in and retake control.
Yeah, you can see Atlanta, they're not going to go on to point because they don't have the reinforcements to back it. Now they're going to start to put a little bit more pressure, but so does London. London have reinforcements as well, so this is going to be the brawl going back and forth. It's going to be going in favor of Atlanta, but Z getting involved. Z will eventually fall by MWIII. MWIII's going to pick off one, he's going to pick off two. And now the reinforcements for London are coming in, and they're going to start to anchor this point. So brilliant work from London as they will claim the last 20 seconds. Spoke too soon. Bag of Beans soloing. Not going to get too much, but will take out a life.
Yeah, that's one life out, but nevertheless a great hold from London into that P2. Now even better from that top window, now rotating over to P3. All red is going to be swarmed around onto P3. Now we'd like to see London's skill in retaking points that aren't originally their setup to begin with. Hope he's going to break in the process. All up to Diver to get the kill. He's not able to. Pinches go in, and just like that, the blink of an eye, London Royal take the point back and are on the verge of taking the lead. It's all up to MWIII to make a statement. He gets one, but not the second.
Yeah, Bag of Beans still coming in, being a threat, pushing London Royal off point once again. Randy tries to push in, can't really do much. Now it's down to the rest of the team. There's still 3 players, but they're going through 1 choke point, so a little risky, but it is going to work initially. But the whole team of Atlanta is round the outside. Not going to work as as they will fall, and it will be London Royals to claim the last 7 seconds.
Yeah, Atlanta, excuse me, is going to cut their losses and rotate over to the new hard point. Right now, it's up for grabs. I mean, not a single player is really set on point right now. Now, finally, we see Diver and his striker. So, solidifying himself as an anchor onto the point, it's going to be up to Randy to get that opening kill for an opportunity. But MWIII ultimately shuts him down, and Jelly, sitting at a unpredictable spot, also was going to pick up one as well. 1v1 between Cambot and Jelly is going to mean everything. It's going to go over to Jelly in the process, but watch your backs. But here comes MWIII's. He's quickly shut down. The cruise missile coming in to make a statement. London Royal just barely got that retake, so there's the cruise to sort of solidify their map positioning in the process.
Yeah, brilliant work from London. They're able to fight off the point, playing for the last minutes to get scrapped. But Atlanta, oh, MWIII's, that was brilliant breaking. And he's going to say thank you very much to that situation. I was saying London doing a brilliant job to get the break, but Atlanta doing a better job at defending. However, moving over back to the pool, London will have the lead by only a few points. Atlanta, they want to get into the water and they will take the dip first. MWIII hopping into Tiki. That's a very awkward position to try and fight. You have to really peek around, so you have someone by island. It's great. Unfortunately, they have lost the position at Tiki. Bag of Beans will fall, and it will be contested against Driver. And whoever is in the water, I think there's MWIII in the water.
Yeah, I mean, both players clearly must be pretty warm and pretty sweaty at this point in time, judging from how close the score is on both sides, judging from how badly each team wants it. They're really going to be fighting to see who can get the dip to block quite time and get some time on hard point. Ultimately, it's going to be an almost perfect hold from the sideline. A little bit of test here and there. Diver is going to be diving in the water and going to kill the netty. Solidifying that time for Atlanta. Now 1 second away for just over 30 seconds away for victory here in Atlanta. Got the hold to start things off right now. Now's the time to make a break. Clutch play to retake the point and the lead as you do it.
Yeah, but there's only one player in Cambot trying to get as much time as he can, try and fend off for as long as he can, and does it very well. 3-piece, and now London can go and push themselves onto P1. Start claiming more points. Remember, that London can't win on this point, but Atlanta technically can until about 2 seconds. Now they can't win from it, and it will have to go over to P2. So it's how much points can you get on here before going to next. London's got a bit more work to play with. However, London, they're having to spawn from the left. Atlanta have got control of the right, all in favor of Atlanta right now.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta quite literally only need to dip their foot into the point to win, but London cannot afford any other time left on, and there it is. Atlanta taking home the hard point, taking home the map. And there it is. Atlanta showed up, showed out, and beat London in what we thought was going to be their mode for this season.